Bitcoin facing heavy sell pressure as of yesterday. We dropped 2,000 points down below our high at about that 9,800 area. What is in store for Bitcoin pre-halvening, post-halvening? That is yet to be determined, but hopefully y'all stick around on this video and we'll go over the charts together to see what we might be able to determine moving forward from here. So I do want to thank y'all for coming back to the channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that we all can be updated every single video that I make on cryptocurrency. We make Bitcoin chart videos every single day on this channel. So thank y'all for coming back. And if y'all are brand new to the channel, don't forget to, obviously we use a different indicator on this channel too, by the way. We use the market Cipher indicator by CryptoFace. So if y'all are interested in checking that out, y'all can check out some of the links in the description box. I think I have a link to his channel down in there too as well. We're starting on our lower time frames here to see what we might be able to determine moving forward from here on out. So as most of y'all know, we recently just had this major sell-off, and honestly, I think some people are still very bullish on this, but in my perspective, we need to be very cautious of being bullish right now. That was a topping out. I feel that we hit major resistance as we start to zoom out on our larger time frames, but let's dive into that here in a little bit, and we can talk about what signs that I'm seeing as far as that maybe being the sell the news, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Event that was supposed to take place. So we weren't in any trades actually through here in my premium trading group. We decided, I think, some of us we make sure to put stop losses, and I think that was kind of the predicament, was that we needed to make sure that stop losses are always put in place for each trade. I actually did get stopped out, and I think a few other people did get stopped out too, but you know, it definitely was a tremendous sell-off. And so that's why we just need to always protect ourselves and make sure that we're doing our due diligence whenever we enter a trade and not getting too out of focus, and still using proper risk management. So we can see here on our 30-minute time frame, the bears are still in control of this market. It did look like we wanted to come back up and find support above our VWAP, but we didn't quite get there. We had a blood diamond here on our 30-minute time frame, indicating another sell-off was going to occur. So we are still looking a little bearish as of right now for the time moving forward into the halvening. It's not looking like we will. I'm not assuming that we're gonna pop back up anytime soon. But I've been keeping a close eye on these charts, looking at our 45-minute too as well. We're putting in a lot of big green dots down here, but all of our money flow is starting to move into that reddish area too as well. This trend line support here was our overall macro trend line structure that we did break above, and we topped out at about that 10K area, but because we fell below it now, we only got, how far did we get above this? Usually we want to make sure that we have like a 5% move above this. I mean, we moved 13% above the trend line, but still at the same time, it looked like this was a pretty big setup to try and catch the moon boys in a trap, basically. And now we're just going to have to figure out how we want to play this moving forward from here on out. So this is our 45-minute time frame, but we can still see that money flows still heavily into the red here, and then also putting in some big green dots. Maybe Bitcoin's trying to find a temporary bottom as of right now to get a little bit of bounce back. But as we start to move into some of our higher time frames, our 1 hour is giving us a sell signal. We do have money flow moving into the red here as well. We do have a little bit of a green dot, maybe indicating a little bit of a bounce that might happen here. But now that we're starting to even find resistance above our 13 EMA here on our 1 hour, things are not looking too bullish as of right now. So it kind of worries me that people, I hear a lot of people saying that this is this is a good correction for Bitcoin. You know, this is supposed to happen during a bull market. You know, I beg to differ a little bit, to be honest. As we start to move into some of these higher time frames, you'll find out why I may be on that sentiment as well too, especially once we get into our daily charts as well. But we are prepared for this in our trading group, and I hope that y'all are getting ready to start to recalculate and readjust to this price movement that we just had. So, obviously Bitcoin loves to do these major sell-offs. When the coronavirus hit, we had a 50% dump almost. Pre-halvening, buy the rumor, sell the news dump, believe, led us to a crazy dump as well too. But now I feel that we are getting ready to implement a new phase of the Bitcoin market, and I want y'all to join us. I want y'all to be prepared for it. So I do have a Patreon group that y'all can sign up for. You get a few different things that I list on the Patreon page itself. So first link in the description box. Y'all can feel free to sign up for it if you want and get ready to take this crypto market and make it on our own. So we are DCing into the market right now too. I've already given my trade group a setup for a swing trade as well. So we are prepared for whatever may happen in our place. And so now we're just getting ready to use a few of our scalp accounts and take this to the whatever direction it might go. So with that being said, y'all, this is our 90-minute time frame. As you can see, money flow is still kind of selling off just a tad bit. Looks like we are clipping into the red now on our 90-minute. As we move into our 2-hour, on our 90-minute also, we did get that red dot. So here on our 2-hour as well, I would estimate that a red dot will be signaling pretty soon. Looks like we're ready to start moving into that red money flow. Death cross is happening here on our 2-hour as well. Moving into our 3-hour, money flow is also clipping off, looking like we were ready to start to move into that reddish territory. Moving on into the 4-hour, I'll turn off Cipher SR to clear up the screen just a little bit. And 4-hour, also money flow starting to move down too as well. This is where I start to say, okay, hey, looks like structure might be changing, and be prepared for that, if anything. So this is kind of what I'm looking at right now. We are dipping below even our 100 EMA on our 4-hour too as well. So I would estimate that this death cross will probably happen, especially if we find resistance above right at our 100 EMA here on our 4-hour. Let's go into our regular candles. So you can see that we are having a little bit of resistance here on our 4-hour at our 100 EMA as well. And we can probably expect that maybe we'll find a little bit of resistance moving forward from there on out at about that 8,600 area. So, we have to take it for what it is. We take everything, day by day pretty much in this market, and we learn to, obviously dollar cost average and have multiple accounts set up. So not trading with your full account at all, right? But just having a little bit of money on the side. If you want to trade with it, you can. And then also having your dollar cost average HODL stash. I just had someone recently join, and they messaged me and they're like, hey, I want to add more to my HODL stash. I don't want to trade necessarily. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no worries. And I'm like, he's like, what are you expecting? And so I gave him a little bit of a perspective on what I'm expecting, from here on out, and when I think that he can add to that HODL stash as well too. So, we're definitely anticipating something big to occur, and we are ready and prepared for it as well. Also, if y'all just want a private analysis on any other charts that y'all have or that y'all are wanting to invest in, such as altcoins or stocks and fiat currency, I can do that for you as well. There's a YouTube membership page that y'all can sign up for, and basically it just allows me to help you out and use my market cipher indicator to determine what the charts are telling me for that chart that you want me to review. So it's a little bit cheaper than the Patreon membership, but feel free to sign up for the YouTube membership if you like, and you can get access to me giving you a private chart analysis as well. And then also I have the newsletter that I send out periodically. So I'm working on a new newsletter here pretty soon. I'll send one out for the month of May. And be sure to sign up in the links in the description box. It's free to sign up for. And also, it's just an easy way to keep up to date with me and what we have going on with Crypto Takeover as well for moving forward. So feel free to sign up for that if y'all want to keep up to date with me. And then also I'll put in some of my private videos that I give my Patreon members only in there as well too. So you can definitely look forward to getting at least some paid for information after it comes out already. Let's go to the so we're looking at our 4 hour. Let's see where our 6 hours at right now too. 6 hours is probably going to get this squeeze between our two key EMAs. This will probably start to push the price or the money flow, at least it'll probably start to push it down just a little bit. Once we get this squeeze here between our two EMAs, we're really going to determine overall structure of the market. So right now I have kind of a decision on where I think this market's headed to, but obviously, you know, as soon as some of these time frames, like our 6 hour all the way to our 12 hour, money flow starts to compress a little bit more down to the downside, then we'll obviously have a clear direction of where we're going from here on out. And this is why I want to stay really cautious, especially with you know, a lot of people still having this mindset of, oh, this is a healthy correction, and you know, for halvening and stock to flow. And honestly, if this was Bitcoin's chance to decouple itself from traditional markets, but obviously what we can see from here on out is that there's still a correlated asset by all means, and so we're going to have to wait probably until the end of this year to decide whether or not Bitcoin's ready to decouple from the traditional assets markets. And I'm pretty sure that's going to go the same with gold and silver and the cryptocurrencies in general. I feel like there's not, and I think a lot of people have also been talking about this, is that there's not enough blood in the streets just yet. You know, there's not enough blood in the streets. People are not as panicked as they need to be. And so we're getting ready for and anticipating another big event probably later this month, probably going on into next week, maybe after the halvening. So this is probably the post-halvening dump that is taking place right now. I don't want to get too much into this right now because we are just a chartist channel, but I follow a lot of different people on YouTube, and we're anticipating some very big events probably going on into June. So we just need to be ready for that, and we can actually hedge against that because we have our TA analysis, and we have a great indicator to tell us when we might think that something is about to occur. So you know, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, right? And that's exactly what we're doing on this channel. That's you know, and we're anticipating something probably big going to occur probably within the next month or so, and so we just need to be ready for that. But also it'll give us a great chance to probably DCA back into these markets and keep accumulating much more moving forward from here. So looking at our 12 hour even, our 12 hour, we got the sell signal as well during that big dump. And we had our, looks like we came back down to retest our 100 EMA. But you can still see here that, you know, our blue wave is still clipping really hard to the downside here. Our VWAP is just heavily moving down. RSI is still moving down too as well. So right now we are hedged pretty much in this. I gave my trading group a setup yesterday when this did occur. Because after looking at the charts and reviewing it a little bit, I feel that, yes, market structure is definitely ready to shift just a tad bit. So now we are just working on a scalping account and moving forward from there. So that was our 12 hour. And looks like, yeah, we're getting something something pretty drastic here with our 12 hour clipping down that drastically too. You know, coming in contact with our zero pivot, that'll be definitely, it'll start to round off the money flow, if anything. And then once our money flow starts to round off here, then we can definitely see our blue wave going past our zero pivot point, and maybe indicating that you know, we're in for some more some more doom boy action, possibly, to say the least. So yeah, I wasn't expecting this sell-off to occur until next week, but obviously, you know, people, even the news was, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, obviously, but the fear and greed index was kind of at an all-time high too as well. Not an all-time high, but it was about that same range that we had when we went to about that 10.5K structure. And so now, even as we zoom more out into these higher time frames, we will redraw these trend lines, and to know that we are still in this downwards channel too as well. So even if we go into our 1 day, I posted this in the Telegram chat yesterday as well when this dump did occur. So we have our 200 daily moving average. We did come back down to retest that, and every time that we've come back down to retest that so far, I mean, we've dumped below it. So honestly, this could be the start to come back down and retest that trend line, and probably see some more red candles being put in here. Our 1 day money flow is still looking relatively nice here on our 1 day. So I definitely think that we're going to probably consolidate out probably till the end of the month above the 8K area, or at least for the next couple of weeks. Moving forward into May, we will probably consolidate above 8K, and then maybe after the end of the month, going on into June, we'll probably notice something else occur as well too in the markets or in the mainstream media news to let the stock market dump once again. So Doom Boys will have their glory, this go around after our Moon Boys celebrated pretty nicely here too. And we caught some pretty nice moves with the Moon Boys moving forward from there on out as well. So let's see if we'll go into our Bitstamp chart. We haven't gotten a sell just yet on our Bitstamp chart, but we are finding support here on our 13 EMA here on our 1 day too as well. So that's pretty nice. Here on our 2 day, let me turn off this here, moving forward. So another interesting thing that I've been looking at to decide whether or not I think that we are kind of in a topping out pattern here is that we're getting a red dot here on our 2 day, and we're kind of in that overbought positioning here on our blue wave too as well. Money flow is even kind of clipping down just a tad bit, but this is definitely very interesting to say the least. So also something to notice here is that our EMAs had a nice little run up here, and as you can see, we had another nice little run up, but it may have not been as big as this one here. The gap is getting a little bit smaller as well, and I mean this could even possibly end up being some type of a head and shoulders, to say the least, if we come down here, and then that'll be really doom boyish. But as of right now, I think that the Moon Boys are still gonna be in a very sentiment kind of market. They're probably still gonna be bullish post-halvening or pre-halvening as well too. But as we redraw some of our structure here, we can see that we are still in this downwards channel, and I feel like that fits pretty well there too. Definitely still in this downwards channel. We've been having major resistance here. So I think Bitcoin's going to be struggling for at least a few more months, probably till the end of the year, if anything. But that can change. It could flip on a dime. But I feel that this is pretty strong resistance that we're in here and anticipating. So if we wake back below our next candle on our 2 day, will probably maybe send us back down a little bit further. Even on our 3 day, looks like we're starting to get somewhat of a red dot, a huge doji candle here on our 3 day Heikanashis as well. I definitely feel that this is a turning point, especially based on these Heikanashis here that we're getting on our higher time frames too. Yeah. But guys, I don't want to move on. I don't want to move too far. I do want to tell y'all to join the Telegram channel too as well. It is free to join. The Discord server is free to join too. You just need to make sure that you abide by the rules and guidelines. So once you click the link in the description box and you go to the welcome page as well too, you need to click the green checkbox after reading through everything, all the guidelines, and then you'll have access to the server. But the private category on there for the Patreon members only is private. But if you do want to sign up for it, whenever you do sign up through the Patreon link, just leave me your Discord name and I can give you permissions to access the rest of the server on Discord. Then also I use the premium plan on TradingView. So if y'all are interested in that, check out the links in the description box. And I would at least recommend that you have the Pro Plus plan if you do have the market cipher indicator, or if you are using it. It just allows you to have a few more indicators on the screen, such as your buy and sell signals, and also your Aldo EMAs, which are both custom EMAs that I teach you how to set up inside of the Patreon page. They are private videos. So once you get those, you get access to all my private videos in there, and I teach you how to set up the charts to kind of look like mine too. My market cipher looks a little bit different than most people's as well. So I teach you how to set that up and how to make it congruent with what I have on my screen. So yeah, feel free to check out the upgraded premium plan for TradingView. And then also I use the 3 commas platform to make leverage trading bots on my on the exchanges that I'm using. So you can use it on a few different exchanges. I use it on Bybit. So feel free to check out 3 commas. It allows you to create trading bots for yourself. And then also, if you just want to buy and hodl, I'd recommend at least getting a Ledger Nano X or S. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. Make sure you keep all your hodl stash off of the exchanges and only what you're trading on the exchanges, right? So make sure that you pick up a Ledger. Links in the description box if you want to support the channel. We use Bybit to leverage trade, but if you are brand new to leverage trading, make sure that you use the testnet first. Once you sign up with that link in the description box, then you can ask chat how to access the testnet. It's like a 2-step process. They'll walk you through it. It's super simple, but it is just to make sure that you know what you're doing on the platform, and that you can learn what market orders are, limit orders are, how to adjust your leverage, how to ladder orders, all that jazz is a really good information to learn before you actually deposit your real BTC onto the exchange. So at least get familiar with it on testnet before you decide to deposit your real money. And then also Prime XBT is a leverage trading platform that allows you to trade gold and silver, fiat currencies, and a few other altcoins too as well, all using Bitcoin. So it's pretty interesting. Check it out as well. Brave browser is another great browser to use as well. It's made by the same people that make Mozilla Firefox. If you are a crypto enthusiast, I would highly recommend Brave browser. You can earn BAT token by just clicking on ads in the bottom right hand corner. So it's basically earning passive income every time you click on an ad down there. But not as intrusive as Google ads, to be honest. So CryptoTab browser is another lightweight browser that y'all can download. It just allows you to mine Bitcoin straight from your computer. So if you don't want to have to worry about setting up ASIC miners or ANT miners to mine Bitcoin, you can do that all using the CryptoTab browser. It'll actually just run in the background as a process if you want to just leave it open. I have it running on 2 different laptops that I don't really use anymore necessarily, but it earns me passive income as well by just leaving those open. And it looks like we're getting a signal here on our TradingView account. Let's see what's going on. Okay, 1 hour buy signal. Interesting. Okay, so so yeah, y'all can check out CryptoTab browser if y'all do want to earn some passive income there, just mining Bitcoin itself. And then also don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter if y'all are interested. Links in the description box. I did just start a TikTok channel too as well. So I think I left the link in the description box for the TikTok as well. If y'all are interested in that, feel free to follow me on there. Y'all can reach out to me on whatever platform you feel like. Hopefully I'll get around to it. Usually I'll answer Discord messages first though. Moving on into our 5-day. So here's one thing that I did notice that it feels like we're kind of in another kind of topping out pattern as well too, is that obviously our money flow is still kind of clipping down. We're finding resistance at that 0 point. But then here, as you start to see our VWAP starting to really sell off here, indicating that, you know, it kind of looks like once this VWAP touches the 0 line, then that'll signal a red dot. And I almost feel like that, you know, this is a pretty substantial sell-off to send us back down to maybe give us that red dot there on the 5-day moving forward. Even on our 6-day, pretty much hints the same thing too. I do want to look at these higher time frames because I haven't really had a chance to look at them just yet. But our weekly, you know, we did kind of get that bounce here from our EMAs. But if we start to come back down, I would definitely anticipate something major is about to happen. I do want to turn on our all-day EMAs. This is our weekly time frame, just to see if this ever gave us any other crosses that we needed to be aware of. I do believe that it may be our 5-day. I did want to look back at our 5-day. This was another one that Sin Crypto had been talking about for the longest time. Was that if our 21 EMA crosses below our 100, that's a good sign that we're gonna enter a major sell-off too as well. So if we start to move back down a little bit lower, and our 21 starts to cross that 100, yeah, we could anticipate maybe another major sell-off to occur too, and capitulate us even further down. Honestly, I feel like something major is going to happen pretty soon in the markets, or just in mainstream media in general and overall society. I think it's what a lot of people that I have been following, such as Cliff High and some other people, that they're anticipating something big going to occur. So we just need to make sure that we have our friends and family close, that we're doing our due diligence and studying these markets a little bit more. But we can start to see the first sign of the sell-off right now. So as you're looking at here, we're seeing our dojis, and our dojis are going to anticipate that top and that bottom. So definitely, keep an eye out. We are already in a position as of right now to make this, a good overall Doom Boy season for us moving forward. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. I want to say thanks for everyone that's been here from the beginning, and who stuck with me even, through the good and the bad, to say the least. So I will go ahead and give a shout out to all my Patreon members as of right now, and to the new ones as well. So as Mithril, Ben Wesley, CNC, Rhino, Crypto Rhino, Dan, Eric K, Greg, Hanus, Haru Yor, Hugo, Mike, Nick, Niels, P. Wright, Paul A. Keller, Pedro Cardenas, Peter, Pike 379, Prestige 39, Ronan, Samuel, Shane, Subwoo, Tall Troy, Tim Luna, Unique Object, Van Life, and XDSUZ. All right, guys. So those will be some of the people that you will be trading with when you join the trading group as well. They're all a great group of people, very humble people as well. We can own up to our own mistakes if we make them, and then also we celebrate at the same time whenever we make a good one. So I want to thank y'all for being here with me today. If y'all are interested in signing up, prices are now back to normal, but feel free to message me if y'all have any questions, or if you just reach out to me if it's a little bit expensive for you at the time, and I can talk with you. I can work something out with you as well, and we'll get you in our trading group and ready to dominate this market based on our structure change. So I hope that y'all are having a good one. I will see y'all on the next one. CTO signing out.